myself, and every pound I felt, I was reclaiming my health. Every no they said helped me build generational wealth, cause every setback is gonna sharpen up my stealth. People love the story, but they don't like the early days when I ate clean meals so I can just change my ways. When I forced myself to journal through that mental haze, when the scale laughed at me, but I had to still stay strong and stay brave. Now I'm charting, break, and retest with a clean, clear view. And how can Nashi tell me exactly when I need to move? They want the profits, not the nights I had to push through. You say you want my skill? I can see my screen. All right. So I want to ask you guys, can you see actually, let me ask you, what trend is this? I'm on a daily, mind you, it's the daily time frame. What trend are we in? Let's see if you can see it. Okay, y'all come through. We know we in the uptrend. Perfect. There was a beautiful retracement phase. Can y'all mark it up on the chart? Can you show me our beautiful retracement phase that gave so many beautiful ABCs, so many opportunities to catch a bag? Yes, beautiful. Now let me ask y'all the next question. This is putting on your what do you say when you're looking at the entire forest? Where's the main ABC at? Right? Where's the forest? The picture of the whole forest. We just took a little piece of it. We paid attention to the retracement trade. Can we see it? Yes. Yeah, got it. 0, A, B, C. Yes. So understand, if you were on the daily time frame and you were looking to take the B to C trade, do you understand it would take some time? Do you understand? If you took the retracement phase trade, it would have took a really long time because as price goes up and come down, it's taking up more time. Can we see that? Do we understand that just that concept alone? Right? This took 86 days, this up move. This one move took 14 days. All right. From here to here, it took 151 days. Right? So again, technically, when it comes to the sequence, we need an expansion move that broke structure. Whether you're doing it on a bigger frame or a smaller frame, the whole point is it must have broke structure. Can we find the base that belongs to this swing? Can we find the base that belongs to that swing? Give y'all time to mark it up. Yes, we use the master candle. Perfect. The rule says if I want the highest probability setup, I want to wait for price to come to my base. So we see how long it came for this base. So if someone's being extremely patient and they were trading on this daily swing, they understand it probably is going to take a really long time to get back to the base. Yes and yes. And this is why it's important for us to be able to see the notion that, hey, before this came back down, we knew it had to come back down. We knew at some point it had to come back down. We just needed structure to get out of the consolidation phase, which is this phase over here. We needed them to get out of here, right? Because if you notice, there's equal lows, equal highs, a sweep, head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? This would have probably been the greatest entry with the best confirmation getting in after this candle here. So if I was to take this trade and I'm above the high and I'm working my way back down to the base, I should understand it's going to take me quite some time. So you have to remember the bigger phase you're on, right? You have to know where you are on the bigger phase of things. Because yes, when you come to trade and we're on the hour, we're the 4 hour, the 15 minute, we're looking to catch this trade, right? These are individual trades. Everybody understand that? These are individual trades. So the reason why we go to the higher time frame, so we can see what phase are we really in, and then we can start looking for our different setups. Because remember, this took 156 days. And to go from the beginning of it all the way down, even when they dropped out of the box, however you choose to take your trades, right? We would have gained 322 pips. That's a long time for 322 pips. I'm just being honest. But can you see how many nice trades we had along the way that would have gave you probably way more than 322 pips? Can you see it? Now, the great thing is, since we know that on the daily time frame, we're looking to travel our butts down to the base, then that means, hey, we know we're in the retracement phase. We should be looking for the sell. So I'm going to erase this, take this back off. Now, what I want y'all to also see is there were periods of change of characters, right? This technically was pushing up, right? Last higher low, last higher high, new lower low, lower high, lower low. The market has shifted. Now we are shifting into the retracement phase, but not technically a downtrend. Like, yes, we're making lower lows and lower highs, but we're not technically in a downtrend. We're just in the retracement phase because until we close below this base, we're still in an uptrend. Is everybody following? So, yes, this is a change of character, but it's internal. It's only to activate the retracement phase. If we close below here, this is a true shift. That means we actually took over the base and now the trend has shifted. Right? So price will have to close all the way below here. Oh no, it's back. Yo, you're not gonna embarrass me on this live call. I'm gonna stay calm. Oh man. All right. Now, if you look at the daily, right? This trade so far is probably everything we want. Everything we want to happen. Like when I tell you, hey, if I know people try to learn how to find what they call like, oh, if I could just learn the perfect strategy. Like, no, really, this is not a strategy. This is just reading structure and you playing off of the structure. My cat is not about to help us, y'all. He too bougie. He is living his best life somewhere right now. He not interested. Let me tell you. He bougie. But when you back test, right? Again, let's just leave the base because that part is important. So we're gonna remember major change of character. This level will shift the trend. And sometimes you gotta leave little marks so you can remember, hey, unless we get below here, we still bullish, we still buying, we're looking for buys. Now, when you back test it, remember every trade must come from a base. So in order for me to buy, I have to buy from the base. And this particular daily time frame says I should only buy from here. That's what it's telling me. It says, hey, this is your buy base. Wait for price here. Right? I don't know where you want to go for your next vacation, but we got to get on the right plane. Yes and yes. So if I want to get to my destination, I have to wait for price to come right here. Now, on the flip side of things, if price closes below what part of the trend can we say this expansion move is complete? What part of the fib says, hey, we're in the retracement phase. It's time to actually start getting into the cells. Johnny says below the 25%. I don't know what that pink mark is for, but we following the phase. All right, remember we said 0 is down here. A is up here. How do we know it's time for us to start selling back down? Can we sell when this sell candle came out? Can we sell when this candle come out? Are those two signals allowing us to get in? Why not? Why not? Why? I mean, those are signals. It closed outside the master candle. Could just be a pullback, right? For us to sell, technically, we really wanted to close below a key level. So remember how I had you guys marking up your higher highs, right? It says, hey, when an uptrend, mark up your higher highs. So I'm gonna mark up those daily SNR levels because when we come back below them, they become our signal areas to get into the market, right? So each of these higher highs are considered your left shoulders. So the left shoulder. Let's make it bigger so you can remember. Your left shoulder is always the next higher high. Now this new higher high could be either left shoulder or head. So for a minute it was a head because price closed back below, but it never got back underneath this left shoulder to make a right shoulder. So it becomes to the left shoulder. What did price do? It broke up higher. Said, okay, a new left shoulder. It came back down. It closed below. Right? Still didn't shift. We still bullish. It never closed below even this level. And then price proceeded to make another higher high. So at this point, this possibly another left shoulder. When price came down here, what did we expect? Just think of the story. When price came back to this base, what did we expect? Did we expect another bullish move up to make a new higher high? Yes. But it did not, right? It actually closed a little bit below. It gave the inducement. It said, yeah, yeah, it looks like we're gonna go up. Right? And what are they hitting into? They hitting into this left shoulder. So this was like the last little sweep before they decided. Because it closed, but then it immediately closed right back below. So this would be technically our head. It's at the top. So every single previous left shoulder should now become a right shoulder. And as we start closing back below the right shoulders, right? Going to that assignment, I know Patai was putting in that work, putting his icons, getting used to it. Like, hey, remember, I gave y'all that practice to help yourself. Hey, this should align with this. This level should align with this level. So when price start coming back to those key levels, you'll be ready for it. Hey, this was the high. So if we get back below it, it now turns into the sell zone. Hey, this is the high. When we break, get back below it, it becomes the sell zone. Can you see it? We matching it up. We broke it. Now we finally broke. Retest. Yes, we matched up. Perfect. We matching up. Left shoulders becoming right shoulders. Every left shoulder has a partner in crime. Every shoulder has a partner in crime. Because guess what? They gonna come back in the lineup when we come back up again. It's the sexiest thing if you really pay attention. Like, we're gonna line up again. We're gonna line up again. Right? And this is when y'all gonna start seeing my smiley face. We don't want to see equal lows in an uptrend. Equal lows signifying liquidity, which means you're probably gonna come back and give me this side of my face. I got the left side of my face. I need you to close the right. And then what happens? Equal highs. I don't want equal highs in my downtrend because that means if it's equal, we're probably turning around to give me my face back. And we're just gonna repeat this process like maniacs over and over. Right? It just faces up, back and forth, back and forth. Right? Equal lows and equal highs. I just see eyeballs, right? I just see the eyes. Like, wait, why we got all this equal in this big move? Everybody's gonna think, oh, support, support, we should buy. And I'm thinking, no, it's liquidity. Don't fall for the trap, right? And I'll do this. I usually put my money sign so I can remember now that's money. They're gonna want to come take that. And literally, when this downtrend was over, they gave us the equal highs on the other side. Even a little earlier, you start getting it, right? Because every lower low is a what? Is every lower low a left shoulder? Right? Us working on the structure. Is every lower low a left shoulder? Every lower low left shoulder? So when we start climbing back above, break, zero, come back, ABC trade. And we know why this one is moving because this is going with the trend. This was a lot more staircase ABC because it's the retracement choppy phase. When you're going with the trend is when the market really gets to boogieing. Everybody see it? And remember, when you have a lot of liquidity lined up, they have to move fast. They make money taking our money. It just is what it is. So how many people you think know this skill of, oh, when the candle closed below, I can say it. When I see new people teaching Hakanashi, I'm like, ah, that Thai sauce made it around the world, y'all. It makes me happy. Not for the people who stole it and don't give credit. Those people are lame. But that was my goal at the end of the day is to have many people teaching this because it's teachable, right? You can teach this to anybody, really. But you thought you couldn't out teaching people is a lot. But far as just being able to explain the concept to somebody, I think anybody can explain this. So I want y'all to see how many great trades were in there. Can you see everybody, how beautiful everybody's stop loss is? Now, what's sexy for us, we should be getting out of these trades, right? B to C, we get a new low, it's time to exit the trade. B to C, a new low, we swept the low, it's time to get out. B to C, we swept the low, time to get out. B to C, we swept the low, time to get out. B to C, we swept the low. We are in for the sweep, right? Now, when you're able to know that you got in at the top, let's say you caught one of these or you caught it underneath the 25%. Yes, we're gonna hold to the base. We're gonna get our sweep trades, but then this the one we should have hold. Like I'm still kicking myself for not holding AUD CAD for the whole buy. I knew it was going to that monthly level and I did not hold it. I got out. Right? But I was able to catch other ABC trades. So it's nothing wrong with learning how to hold for the entire phase right? But there's something beautiful about being able to recognize this is a trade, that's a trade, that's a trade, that's a trade. So this is Monday. On Tuesday, you should have been in a trade. This is Monday, Tuesday. So when y'all be like, dang, Ty, how you get in on a Sunday, Monday, and we be hitting target Thursday, Friday, sometimes Wednesday. Oh, how do you get in on Monday, Sunday, and we getting the target? How you get in on Sunday, Monday, and we hitting the target Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Can y'all see it? Can you see why it's a weekly play? It's get paid for the week, get paid for the week, get paid for the week. Right? What day is this? This was a Wednesday. So this is midweek play. That's a Monday again. How many times did this chart start us off sexy on a Sunday, Monday? And they be like, oh, you shouldn't trade on a Sunday. And us nerds, we like, nah, we ain't on Sundays. The snipers is like, nah, we be ready on Sunday. We is not afraid of a Monday trade. We not afraid of it because everybody else is like, oh, you should wait till Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's mid move. It's mid move. Now we finally get to the base. We need another shift. We're gonna need some type of change of character shift here. Right? Because we were in a retracement downtrend phase. We get our last lower low that's going back to you, Patai, with that change of character. So we never got to change of character to go into a downtrend, but we did get to change of character to start our retracement phase. Now we need to change of character to start our what phase? You'll be surprised how many moves happen on a Sunday. Because think about it. Most people ain't waiting on a daily time frame. If we go to like the 4 hour, the move is already happening on Monday and Tuesday. Trust me, it's already happening. You gotta just back test it a lot so you don't get fixated on Tuesdays. Right, the B to C. So if this left shoulder was part of our change of character, because now we went from a lower high, lower low to a higher high. Can we see it? That change of character happened right there. And what's the rule? Price has to come back to the base or to the S&R level, right? We could put the fib inside of a fib. This one is only giving us a S&R entry. It's giving us a key level entry. If you wasn't sure, you still have to wait for the master candle to show up, let the trap show up, and they gave us a perfect signal right there on a Monday. What are we doing? Monday night, Tuesday morning. What are we doing? Monday night, Tuesday morning, what we doing right here on this candle? What we doing, y'all? We getting in. And where we trying to get to? Where's the final stop? Final stop, 25%. That would give us a new higher high. But TP1 is 50%. TP2 is 25. This swing itself said its exit was right here. So if you wanted to take the internal exit, entry here, below the master, and that was your trade right here, almost a 2-to-1. This is one trade. But if you knew that you were in a bigger ABC, this is when we should hold. Does it make sense? Yes. Definitely take your 25% exit on this ABC swing. This its own swing. Hold on, that's not the tool I wanted. This is your own swing. This is one swing. That is one swing. But can we see that we was able to get a sexy entry on a bigger swing? And this is when you say, hey, you know what, I could probably get that TP2. I could probably even get up here to the daily levels, right? Going from daily level to daily level. I would be just under my master candle if I'm taking this in between trade. I mean, if you want to be super safe, then yeah, you could still be at the original 1.2, but I'm in the middle taking this base because if it go against me, I really don't want to sit in all this drawdown. That's like the worst. So under the base, because that's my protection. You can do 2 to 1 since it is a SNR trade. Get your 2 to 1 or look to hold and trail the trade. What's my cat doing? Takismo! Hold on, y'all. What you got going on? You want to get in? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Takismo, his boxes. He like, excuse me, your cooler is blocking my home. I'm like, you have so many toys, but he wants to be in the box right now. So is the stop loss at the base or at the 1.2 more of a trader's choice market condition? I know the FIP is training wheel. So everything you just said there, Sean. Nah, he ain't playing with the bee. He need to kill that wasp. But yes, everything you said. So let's erase this part and let's work with a couple of these, right? And we're gonna replay it. Let's go back. Actually, let's get a couple more. All right, cool. So let's look at this structure. All right. It's a lot of support right here, right? And price was equal highs and equal lows, right? It was in a trap. It got out the trap, retest, broke a little higher, which gave us this little area. And we see all that wick rejection, right? All the bodies is lined up. We see all the wick rejection. Price came out right here was a good sell opportunity. If you're thinking about zone to zone and you're thinking understanding opens and closes, right? We're outside of this key level. Price put a master candle setup right here and then close below back into the neckline. Do you understand? Left shoulder, head. This is like our neckline. Each area, even coming back here where this high is. This is like the neck. So if we come back in, it activates the shoulder. So technically, this activated the right shoulder. So the odds of us going from here to here is pretty good. But we really want to see a change of character, and we didn't really get that yet, to be honest. Like, if I'm using the whole candle, the wick, it didn't close below. Let me see. I missed the question. Sorry, y'all. Can you please what you said about equal lows and equal highs and an up and down trend? Okay, I'll do that real quick. My bad. I didn't mean to miss your question. So, I want you gotta remember, it's 4 pieces to the puzzle. A healthy uptrend only has higher highs and higher lows. We following that part so far? Right? Uptrend, higher lows. A healthy trend. Higher highs, healthy trend. This is a very sexy trend, right? And then we have the downtrend piece. A sexy downtrend where only have low lows and lower highs. It's very sexy. That's all you want to see. All right? The last high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This is what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Now, there's this thing called consolidation. And then we have, make it separate, distribution. Okay? Consolidation happens at the bottom of a downtrend. Bottom. You consolidate, you buy a lot of what is cheap. When you're in business and you have products, right? You want to get it for cheap. For all my ex-drug dealers out there, we like to get our sacks for cheap. So then we can sell it for more. So we just made this the new trap. I need y'all to tune in what I'm saying. We gonna get a lot. So our homeboy over there, he's selling us the ounce for mad cheap. We like, yo, that's lit. We about to break it up, but I need to get a lot of it while it's cheap. Hey, even better. Even better, Bianca. But you understand what I'm saying? When it's low and it's cheap, we can buy a lot of it. And then, if you know, like I know, you go to a different state. You're from Harlem, travel to 2 hours to Pennsylvania. And what cost me $5 gonna cost you 30, and I'm up 25. Talk to me nicely. I like numbers. I like a flip. That's why trading was made for us. If you really think about it. So now that I'm all the way in Pennsylvania, I done bought it for cheap over here. I drove to Pennsylvania. Now I gotta distribute at the top because it's prime price. Let me know if you're following. All right. So let's make it a legit business, a legal one. Right? Maybe you sell here. Right? You went to Chinatown and you went and got the hair for cheap and you bought it in at the wholesale price. Got all your bundles. And now you're gonna go online and distribute it because it's you can charge a lot more. Everybody following, right? Whatever it is, that's the whole point. So at the bottom we consolidate, at the top we distribute, but it pretty much means the same thing. Either we're getting it to give it out, we got it, give it out, same thing. So there's a difference that happened at consolidation levels and distribution levels. We have the two head and shoulder patterns. So I told you I draw this out in your notebook with your hand for 30 days. Draw this pattern out. This is a regular head and shoulder, and this happens at the top of healthy trends. So I'm going to move this bad boy out of here. I'm going to add this bad boy into it. Okay, we got the last swing up. Price makes its higher high, makes a higher low with the last higher high. But then this time when it comes down, it makes an equal low. It now made my trend unhealthy. Before we was sexy and healthy, we was one person by themselves. Now two people lined up. I don't need equal lows. I don't need equal lows in an uptrend because you just broke my trend. You just broke it with that equal low. So where everybody is thinking, oh, it's a W, it's double bottom, they say buy. Unfortunately, they told us to buy at the least most opportune time is at a damn double bottom. Why would you tell me to buy there? Why you ain't tell me to buy back here? Somewhere with an S&R trade. Why you ain't let it come back here? Right? No, they say wait. So you imagine, you waiting, you waiting, double bottom finally come up. It induces, it pulls up to the shoulder. Maybe it goes to the last high. It may even make one more high. And that's when divergence comes into the plate. But that's a whole nother call. I swear it's so much to teach. But if I see a double bottom and a higher high, you playing me with divergence. You playing me with divergence. And I'm not playing with you. And I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see if you're gonna come back and fake and come back in this net. I'm gonna get excited because now I'm like, all right, and all I need now is to change the character. And I'm expecting them to sweep through this double bottom because I already see you poke through the trend line. I need to just watch what this is gonna do. Are you gonna connect to your shoulder? Are you gonna make a lower high? Are you gonna make an equal high? Or are you gonna make that fake last higher high? Either way, I'm not trading in this phase. When this happened, that means distribution showed up. I don't want to be part of that. Let me know if you're following. When once this show up, I don't know what this part is, and I don't want to be part of it. We already missed the moves back here. Now, if anything, we should wait for this to happen. Wait for them to take out distribution. Wait for the change of character. At this point, you should wait. Especially if you notice you had a really nice, healthy trend. You got 4 or 5 breaking structures. It's probably time to wait. Yes, it's a beautiful warning sign. Exactly. Yes, exactly. You see it. It's the eyes of the face. Oh, when the light bulbs are going off, it get me excited. It get me so excited. Because now you just know. That's why I used to put a little sad face, like, all right, it's gonna be sad for now, but I'm gonna remind myself, hey, he gotta come give me my face. And y'all be seeing it be them big old gaps at the bottom. Shawnee's like, but what about there's multiple ones along the way? And this is where your shoulders come into play now. Because now, if it's too many ABCs confusing you, get away from the ABC and start thinking about your shoulders. Think about your levels. Don't the ABC is our assistance, but it's really all about the levels, right? So if it's too many, think about, hey, break. Let me see you line up with my shoulder, honey. Give me a sweep, a trap, and all that. And then when you close back, I'm gonna be ready to go with you. You miss it? Well, wait. Let's see if it's gonna line up with the middle shoulder, right? Because now you got the base shoulders. Then you got this shoulder, the main, right? You see how you're gonna use it to come back into play. Because sometimes the ABC is confusing because we want it to look sexy, like a straight up ABC, but sometimes it's like, hey, we want to do this, right? And do stuff like this, and then come back down, right? And as you grow as a trader, you'll start recognizing those liquidity pools, we call them. Those little pools, little traps. And if you stop worrying about the pools and just focus on them levels, you'll notice the pools happen in between those little levels anyway. It's always happening in the levels. All right, so we got the ABCs to help us with our structure. And when ABCs is going great, we know we only have 2 jobs. When price breaks a level, for us to take the trade, it has to do what? It either has to come back to where we broke or the base. This one didn't come back, so that this wouldn't have been our trade. I see people go for the trade. I see them take it. It works out when it works out. But I'm just explaining to you, technically, according to what I'm teaching you, that's not the trade. It played out beautifully, but that's not the trade. Because again, it's leaving you in the space to try to figure out where does my stop loss go? Where does it really go? We really always want it under a base. So this will have to be a base for later. It only counts as a base if it's part of something that got broken. So then when price finally finds his butt back there again, like here, then we could take the buy. Right? I just made this picture up, but technically we'll have to wait to come back to it. This one pullback, it broke structure. All right, this base I can look at because it did break structure. So when it comes here, I can take that trade. Now, again, is this partly a setup because it's a double bottom after a bunch of higher highs? Yes. So when you get this type of move and it's like after the first break of structure, like what if it happened here and you got a double bottom early in the structure? They still could come and take it out, but it makes more sense to catch your double bottoms there, right? And another thing is on the higher time frames, you don't have as many double bottoms and double tops. It's when you go lower in between zones, you start getting more of them. So that's something to really think about. But I want to go back to this. before the call ends. So we didn't have a true break at this level yet because this is truly the last higher low, higher low, and this is the last higher high. So for us, again, in terms of structure, for us to start taking sales, we need to see a change of character. And right now, we still technically are in the uptrend. Everybody agree so far? Like, yeah, I see us pulling back, but I need us to understand we're still in the uptrend. We're not in the downtrend yet. We're not in the retracement phase technically yet. We're just not. And if we add the fib to the entire move, we're only allowed to really take the trade once it closed below the 25%. So in terms of the fib, it says that, hey, we got the close right there on Wednesday. It says on Wednesday it closed below. So on Thursday we could have been in the sell already. Right? But according to structure, it's not ready because what do we need to see? Hey, I need a shift. I need to see the ABC say that they're ready. Somebody has to have a shift. Okay? Because again, the fib is very relative. What if somebody made a mistake and put it right here? If they put it there, then what they probably prepping for a buy? If you prepped it like this, then you're probably prepping for a buy right now. Right? So this is why really you can't rely on the fib because the fib is the humans use it. We put it on there. But the structure, this higher low is the higher low. This higher high is a higher high. Right? We can even go back here and get some shoulders just so we can see how it lines up from this. So I'm going to start from this level and go up these little highs. And then we have a couple of low lows just so you can see how the levels just keep playing back with each other. And I'll just take this extra one off. Right? To right shoulder. So can we see? It used to be a key level here. It's still playing a key level right here. This key level right here, are we starting to get underneath that key level? Just thinking about in terms of structure. We know price needs to come back down here. Let's even switch to Japanese candles to confirm. Did they leave gaps down there that we should be coming to fill? Can we see the gap? Big old gap. They closed up this gap, I think. It's like a real tiny one. But it's a small gap in between it. Real small one. But it's there. So right here it's telling me, hey, we just closed below a key level. A left shoulder. Left shoulder just became our right shoulder. Yes. But in terms of structure and smart money concepts, we did not get a change of character yet. We did not get a change of character yet. Now, let me come here to Japanese. We still wicked. We getting a lot of equal lows right now. Yes and yes. Even lined up with this area. A lot of equal lows. So that's telling us, all right, we are in the distribution phase. Equal highs, equal lows. At the top of a swing move. Now, they gave us more structure. So this created a lower high, created a lower low. Now we starting to get somewhere. Now we can start thinking about, all right, I have something to work with. I have something to work with. Let's go back to Hakanashi now, since I'm still training y'all with that. Let's mark up our base. Should be blue for the sky. We have our base for supply. So we had the low, a low, a low. This is a shift. We're now getting ABC action. So we have our first ABC that gave a shift. That's great for us. Now it's like, all right, perfect. Yes, finally, you're doing what you need to do. Now I need to be patient, wait for Price to get his butt up in here. And now I need to wait. Now, because the structure's on the daily, what does that mean? You can look for entry on the daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, really 30 minutes. I wouldn't go no lower because this is a daily structure. Going 15-minute might be too low. Everybody understand? It's daily structure. But 4 hour, 1 hour, I would say you could go all the way down 3 levels. You don't have to necessarily change. So if we wait for the daily, that means we know each candle takes a whole day. Boom. It's starting to hit our base. That's perfect. All this wick is candles when we go lower. But first, we're going to just stay on the daily time frame to see when does the daily setup come. Now, we can prep because we know we really want the entry right here. Again, we're going to be above the last master base, right? There's no fib or nothing here. We only are working with the base. If it's going to respect this base, is going to respect it. If it don't, we might as well let it go away. We have the left shoulder above our head, matching up with this one, right? So we're above a key level, above a base, and we're waiting for the signal. Now, if price gives us a signal down here, obviously this is not our entry. Because sometimes people prep the entry here, but then we don't get the signal somewhere to down here. The only way you're going to be able to enter right here is if you're just trusting in faith from back testing enough, which you will be able to do, but you got to back test. Right? I know that, hey, if my trade says 0 to A, touch the base, I get in the trade. Hey, you touching my base, I'm getting in, and I'm looking to take the next low. As soon as it touch, I'm getting in, and I know my stop is above my last high of the base. That's all I know. And I'm looking to get out when it touched the last low. Right? But if you really need full confirmation, then we can't just enter here. We need to see the sellers take over. Yes? Because right now the buyers is opening and closing higher and higher. The sellers must take over. The only way we're going to be able to catch a trade really right here is if we go lower and see the candle formations on a lower time frame. But first, let's see when the full hour comes. So what we want to see really is a master candle setup. That's what we want. We do want to see a master candle setup because that's the only way we're going to be able to prep. So is this at least enough to start prepping? This is where the work come into play. We got the mask so we can start prepping. We hope it closed directly there. Still going to be above the last master, trying to take out this low. Really, we also know we really trying to get to the base, which is that's the gap, that purple, and this the base. All right. It's the lowest we can go. But for ABC situation, we're looking to sweep the low. Right? So if I use my fib, I want to find what? My 25% exit. If I'm just using that strategy to get out at my lower lows, that's at minus 25. So I know on my exit, 25% exit, fair value gap exit, base exit. That's where I would have my targets. TP1, TP2. Why? I'm using structure. That's 1.5 RR. Going to the base, about 2.25 RR. And I'll say final exit. Right? You can use any of these as your exit, but this one gives you the lower low exit. And that means you actually did the sweep and you're done with that ABC, right? Because this ABC move is already planned out. That's minus 25%. That's the sweep trade right there. Anything else is you going against you following the bigger structure. But for this swing, this is the exit right here. Everybody following? right? We know why we can go lower, but if we're sticking to just the ABC, that is the exit. So we still don't got a four. We still don't got a signal yet. All right, here's our signal. So technically, we would have to be entering a little bit lower. Everybody following that? We prepped for here, but the signal came here. Can it still go back and retest and you catch it? Because you want to get as tight as you can, yes, but in all reality, this is where the trade happened. That's where the trade happened. It did give the retest for those who want to get it tight, tight. We get into the lower low, starting that sweep, getting closer to the exit. It nipped it right here. So if you'd have chose this, it might could have got out, or maybe not because of the spread. Might still be in it. Did it come back to this base? As you see, it swept the low. Did it come back to this base? So if you didn't get out here, literally minus 25% exit. I can't make this up. I just back tested it. I didn't make it up. I promise. I just back tested it. So now what we doing? New trade? Do we have the setup yet? No. Can you get in off of the retest? Well, you got to just have a lot of faith. That's where that intuition, back testing, being in the market a lot, where you start trusting these type of setups. Other than that, you have to wait for what? What do you have to wait for technically? The setup with the HA. Yes, we need the setup. You gotta wait. Gotta wait. Still not ready. Still not ready. Still not ready. Kind of got us a little setup though. Signal. Are we in? Are we in? Where's the new low? Here. Where would be the next low? Probably on top of the gap. Let's measure this swing. Is that 25%? Real close to the gap right here. Got the sweep. Almost got the 25%. We was holding to the final exit. Is it gonna get there straight away? All right, boom. We got 25%. We got the gap hit. This look like they're not doing the full ABC no more. Now it look like they're doing SNR trades. Hey, we broke the key level at low low. Then they set it up right here, the next signal. But can y'all see how you would have had a nice play for the week? Head into that lower low, not looking for much else. But then we also had the main play that would have got us here. Would have took some time, right? But we do get those plays. So if you have a 4 hour setup like this, even a 15-minute, well, on the 1 minute, it's gonna have these plays, right? So this is how you have plays within the bigger play. And how you exit them depends on your concept and understanding where are you at in the bigger play. Well, we're so early in the bigger play, yes, we could have just held it all the way down. But we're also big up in the play where we can ride our 25% and catch the sweep and get out. Right? That's why when you hear me say it, the B to the C is where it's at. The B to C is where it's at. Right? It's the B to C leg, B to C leg. B to C leg, B to C leg. But in no reality, we just realized those are B to C legs that we finessed from A to B. We took the B to C's, but it was part of the big ass A to B. Let me know if y'all following that. And that's why we got to be careful when we're taking B to C's, doing the A to B phase, and we're not trying to go too far because we know technically now that we're in our 75% range is starting to activate the buy level, right? We're in between 50 and 75. This fit play is finished. So this is where you start hearing us talk about fib inside of a fib. Because yes, it's the main fib play, but then we had the ABC fibs coming down. And we just had to make sure we found out 25% exit, right? Because again, we know what's coming next. We got our 75% touch. We got our tap back on top of the gap. That was beautiful. I mean, we can't ask. I mean, the structure couldn't be no better, to be honest, on this particular one. And it's just coming back into the shoulders, back into the old shoulders. So now, do we want to retrace and fill this up before maybe making that extra move? Or since it broke this resistance and turned into support, is that enough to now push it up to finish out the bigger play, right? And then you look and be like, well, shit, is this an even bigger play, right? Are they trying to get to their 75% to come back down? Structure, man. So when you see the bigger play, you be like, oh, that's probably why they going up there. Because really, they just finessed this level. Right? Took all of this out. Structure don't lie, right, Jazz Lee, for real. But yeah, so that's it for tonight, guys. It's kind of where price is now on the daily time frame. Got 4 hours starting to make that shift. Do y'all see the equal lows? What y'all think is happening? Where y'all think they're going, technically? Just knowing what we just went over, if you had to take a guess. You see them eyes, right, Damon? Like, hey, Ty, I see them now. It's talking to me. I see it. Bring that ass underneath that structure. Come on and give it to us. You see it, right? We see it there. It's right there looking at us like, come on, give me the side of my face. Can't leave us just hanging out there like that. You know, they did a lot of sweeps. I mean, they got that in. USD cat. Come on, girl. Bring your ass down here. We kind of got some odd boys right here. We got some odd boys right here. You see it? Yeah. And we got a, oh, let me move this out of our way. We got a nice little, it almost like the exact same play, right? Like the wick, the little head, the right shoulder. Y'all see all the other shoulders just sitting there. So it's like, can you just close below the eyeballs and give us our damn 27 pips? Because I mean, it came so close. Like, it came to 24. Mother effort. But yeah, so now we got this candle right here. Nah, but you know who was more disrespectful? GA. GA just. Let's look at GA since we here real quick. Because, I mean, I look at it, it just was like, he's so disrespectful. Like, y'all, first of all, the fact that we were so patient and we waited like true traders, we was on our professional mode. Like, we gonna wait. Nah, we gonna wait. We gonna wait. We waited, you right, the whole week. And then we came back the second week, like, we gonna wait. We gonna you know what? We should just clap it up for ourselves because we did what we supposed to do. At the end of the day, we did what we were supposed to do. And home and that thing started boogieing. And then I said to myself, girl, we kind of boogied our asses right into a brick wall. Do you not see that OB right there? I look back like, damn, Ty, like, bitch, this downtrend is so heavy, girl. No, you did not. Bitch, the okay, we just out here wilding, knowing, like, I see the liquidity right here. Like, it's so clear now. Like, I see the liquidity. I see the big ass OB in my face. I'm like, no, entry should have been above the damn weekly level. Who, what? Made me mad at myself. I'm just, sometimes I just was like, well, Ty, you went to your birthday, you came back sick. You just ain't seeing everything clearly. You know, I feel like anointed. I think sometimes when you take so long to take long breaks, you don't come back normal. Like it's almost like they're like, nah, y'all not allowed to take breaks. Like, no, we need breaks. What the hell? We've been going straight a long time. Like, can I? I already snuck in the class. I did my so yeah. So I just feel like there was some missed data here. But yeah, it decided to break lower and disrespect. So now we're actually under that big O level, and I'm like, so they're gonna keep going. Like, look where we at, y'all. No reality. I knew we was in the tank stage, I would call it, but I thought we was gonna get some of that retest. But nah, and once it closed below this weekly, it's where we think they're going. Like, we understand now. We just closed under a whole fucking weekly shoulder. It was no bar. It was no bar. We're in the whole sell zone, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie to you. And then look at the whole wall we broke. Like this whole bullish engulfing, this rejection gassed us. That long wick rejection gassed us. And it said, no time. We're giving you a breaker block today. And you should have stuck with your original analysis. I'll keep selling. Right? The bigger picture is on day phase. So us down here in our little 1 hour phase, it wasn't saying nothing. It's just being honest sometimes when the weekly and the monthly start going. Because look, it's just two monthly can't. It's just the monthly decided, hey, we're gonna have a monthly signal. Catch us if you can on the lower time frames. And yeah, we couldn't catch it. It taught us a lesson, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna pray you cat just continue to make that little comeback. For those who was able to hold on, we still in there. They tried to get us. Our stop loss is above. I'm like, hey, you're gonna have to break it or to get us. AUD cat. AUD cat, like I said, hurts my feelings for multiple reasons. I necessarily don't like looking at it. Because I still can't believe I got out right here. And it was like, nah, Ty, we really hitting on them targets you marked up. We going from monthly to monthly, like you said. But when you like to pip and dip, holding for months on end, I just be like, I don't know. So we got this purple gap right above, so I feel like it's still too dangerous. Like it's still dangerous. It gave a little drop here that we've been holding on to. Let me see how much it gave y'all on that little about 40 some pips. But yeah, the fact that we didn't get up to this gap yet is my only concern, y'all. Like it's a bigger time area. And this is the monthly OB. So AUD cat is a little spicy because I mean we right on this monthly level. I do think I think once it starts retracing, it's gonna be beautiful. Look how big the gaps are. And then if it close above this. then we probably can see it go bullish. But I can't see it not wanting to give you some of this back. But you never know. It's a lot of new things happening. Nas, same thing on Nas. I'm holding on to this weekly play, and it's still at my weekly entry, still over here. And my stop loss up here, so they're gonna have to break new highs to get me. They're gonna have to go deep to get me, and I ain't getting out. I'm not getting out. So right now we still in what phase? What phase is this called? Let me see if y'all can remember. What phase is this in? Distribution, Giannis. We at the top. We at the top. The technical. So they want to be like, Ty, you're teaching smart money concepts wrong. And I'm like, well, call it Ty concepts then. Okay? My team said we call it consolidation too. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same. We don't gotta be all technical. It's the same thing. But right now we on this trap. And it looked crazy looking at Japanese candle. So we just gonna stay right here where it looked nice and calm. It's a new trap inside of a trap. And this where we at. Because if y'all know, like I know, it's a lie. These companies in the United States is not this valuable. We not that valuable in the States. It's a lie. So when that thing tank, we gonna ride it down. We gonna ride it down. All right, y'all, we out of here. Right. Appreciate y'all.